Hi everyone, I'm Judy Elliott and welcome back again to Lifestyles for Women. We have a great love story to share with you today, in addition to a very inspirational story to share with you. And with me today is Kathy Miner and also Russell Wyndham, and certainly a pleasure to have both of you here today. Thank you so much. You know, when we talk about a true love story, just listening to you before we started taping, it's such a sweet, sweet story. I want to share with the audience. I'm going to start with you, Russell. Tell me about this story, this love story. I say love story because it is true, such a sweet story about you and Kathy.
Well, in 1976, it goes back to North Carolina. We both were going to junior high school, and we were in high school for 3 years together. And then we left, and our families went our separate ways. And then I just kept in touch with Kathy when Facebook came about. Mm-hmm. In 2007, I started putting daily posts on Facebook. And I used those to just uplift people. And I noticed that Kathy, one of my friends from high school, was putting a post on. And so I was using her post to send to prisons for prison ministry, mm-hmm. because they were so uplifting and inspiring. And so my wife had died, and I was, going every year to a vacation in Hawaii. It's one of my favorite places where I used to live. And about 2013 in Hawaii, 2012, one of those years, the time's gone over now, I just sent a message to her and said, "Merry Christmas," and we started talking. Mm-hmm. So then we joined back up a couple of years ago and decided to meet at the same junior high school where we last saw each other. And I knew that Kathy had health issues, and so and I knew that her picture on Facebook was not an accurate recent picture. I knew it had to be a younger picture. Mm-hmm. So I knew there must be something that she wasn't showing on Facebook. Uh-huh. So I prepared a lot of balloons and parked on the opposite side of the parking lot, and we met, and I went running across the parking lot and gave her a whole bunch of balloons to say hello and picked her up, and we both started crying, and that's how it began.
And since then, I just want to say how you have also, I know that both of you have been so inspirational in your own lives, but also Kathy, for Russell to come into your life again has really changed your life as well as far as weight is concerned. I have to talk about this just briefly. How much weight have you lost?
I have lost 252 pounds as of this morning.
That is unbelievable. Now, Russell, I know that you mentioned to you, and in fact, we have a picture showing before, and we're looking at that picture that we're going to be sharing. This was you before, and Russell, how did you start the subject with her once you started seeing each other again? How did you start the subject of needing to change that?
Well, my college sweetheart and I met when we were 17, and we got married 20 years later. And before we got married, for the year prior to that, she wanted to lose weight. She was a 2X when I came home from the Army, and she wasn't like that in college. And so she said, before we get married, I'd like to lose all this weight. And so she went from 200 and something pounds down to 95 pounds in a year and a half. And so my dad's a nutritionist, and I used nutritional counseling to help her do that. And that was a great experience to do that with her. And we went on a wonderful honeymoon, and 8.5 months later, she died in a tragic car wreck. So I kind of took that skill with me and didn't know really how God would use that in my life. And then meeting Kathy, I told her the story, and it inspired her. Mm-hmm. And so that's how I introduced the idea that someone could change.
Uh-huh. And Kathy, most women would take that in a very negative way, like, what do you mean trying to get me to lose weight? But in your case, what was your first thought when he introduced nutrition to you as far as how it could change?
Well, it really touched me because it showed how much he cared. Uh-huh. If he didn't care, he could have just simply walked away. Uh-huh. But to me, that proved that he was somebody very worthwhile to look into establishing a relationship with. The fact that he did care enough about me, even at that time, to want to help me. No one else had ever offered to help.
My goodness, wow. What a love story, Russell. And I see you, I know you don't mind me telling this. I see you tearing up when she shares that story as well. It has to be, do you feel that this relationship has been a godsend
Oh, yes.
for both of
Yes.
you?
Definitely.
Okay. And what do you see from this point? I want to talk about this happy also a part of your life that's going to be happening, because I know we're going to talk with Kathy a little bit about sharing her weight loss, how it's made a tremendous change in her. But I have to ask you, so we'll share it with the audience, what your plans are from this point on. Like, you're going to be moving.
Yes, we're the old-fashioned type. We still live in separate homes. We've been dating for a few years, and we don't plan on getting married till a few years from now. We still do date nights, but our plans are to start a business, and I'm going back to school to get another degree to go to medical school. And we're planning on writing a few books, and we're planning on building a home or purchasing a place in Hawaii in a couple of years and getting married there on top of Diamond Head above.
Jeez.
Yes.
Well, I hope I will
above
be.
Honolulu.
I hope I'm invited to the wedding. How about that? I'll make it a point if I am. Okay. Well, listen. It's so nice to have you both here today. And Russell, thank you for coming on and sharing the love story part. And we're so delighted again to have you both. And we're going to be delighted also to hear about the story of losing 252 pounds with Coach Russell here. Thank you so much. And all right, well, you stay with us. We're going to be on a break, and when we come back, we'll hear the story that Kathy shares with us and how her life was changed. We'll be right back in just a moment.